I think the first thing to say is you must never over rely on it. These are codes. This is technology. And we don't always know exactly where everything is going. My journey has always been about co-development, making sure that either the services you design or the tools that you design, that you actually do it with other people. In the tech industry, we have to sort of find ways of being confident about what we do.
We've just interviewed Associate Professor Deirdre Hughes, OBE, and I almost feel like she's just gained 2 new mentees.
Yeah.
She's had a long career in education and tech, and she shared so many fantastic points as she's gone along.
Yeah.
And I really like her talking about her superpower of, doubt is your superpower.
Yeah.
When you doubt yourself. And also she spoke about when you wake up sometimes and those times when you question yourself and you think, why am I even doing this? And I know we've had that conversation before, and those moments of doubt, but you keep going and then you get a beautiful result at the other end.
Yeah, and I really like that she was talking about checking in terms of burnout and making sure that you don't burn out, because 100%. As entrepreneurs, when you're developing something, this could happen, and it does happen, and how do you protect yourself from that and keep yourself healthy? So yeah, I think you're really going to love this one.
Let's dive right in and hear what she has to say.
Hello, I'm Associate Professor Deirdre Hughes, OBE, and this is my tech journey.
A big welcome to Associate Professor Deirdre Hughes, OBE, a leading international career specialist and co-founder of CareerChat UK, the team behind Cici, an AI-powered careers chatbot. Welcome, and tell us about the Cici AI-powered careers chatbot, please. And who does it help?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to contribute and to share my story. CareerChat UK is an AI careers chatbot technology company. I had a seed of an idea back in 2018 when no one was talking about AI. I wanted to learn more. So I became curious. I put myself on various learning courses online. And I then put forward an idea, a seed of an idea. Could we use AI to help individuals with their career exploration? And at some stage, could we teach the AI to know that human advisor would be needed to help give that more deeper, in-depth support? So fast forward over the last sort of 3 years, Cici, which stands for Careers Innovation and Careers Intelligence, is now a chatbot that's embedded in universities, in further education colleges, in schools, multi-academy trusts, and in lots of local authority community organisations as well.
So let's delve into, you've had the seed of an idea and you've thought, right, I need to bring this, to fruition. So talk us through that journey and, the inspiration you're receiving along that journey.
Well, the journey really was rooted in curiosity. So anyone who's wanting to kind of innovate, you've got to be curious. And I was curious around, could we harness technology to really good effect, notwithstanding, the fact that AI can hallucinate and that, there's a lot on AI and large language models that we don't know about as yet. But I was curious. And so the journey was, I put forward an idea through a national competition for innovation, Nesta and the Department for Education. And I was one of 20 national finalists to actually take the seed of the idea and to see, could I develop a chatbot? And of course, one of the other key lessons is to actually go out and talk to people found out, the personas, the type of people that might use a chatbot, and actually find out what are the kind of key questions that they have about their career. And so the journey was very much a 50K grant from Nesta. My children thought we were going to the Caribbean on it, but I did explain that we had to develop a product. And I was very fortunate then to actually, being further sort of curious, could someone who was partially sighted or indeed blind, or even somebody for whom English wasn't their first language, could they also use chatbot technology? I'm partially sighted myself. And actually, Exeter University then gave me some funding to put into Cici, the chatbot, a facility where it will speak to you if you're partially sighted. Or if, for example, English is not your first language, the chatbot is aimed at young people and adults, really from secondary school, really throughout the life course. But we wanted to make sure that young people, maybe whose parents English is not the first language, that the parents could actually use it and engage in career conversation with the young people. And so having done that, fast forward to 2025, we have been working on new prototypes. For example, we're about to launch a new FE student progression AI tool, which is designed to help keep students motivated when they're on the course. We've all been in a situation where we've studied a course and maybe we love it or maybe we hate it. And this is really designed so that students have an AI companion that they can check in, and it helps motivate them and they can ask it questions. And when they're ready, they can do a little bit more career exploration. We're working for the BBC. Sorry, what was that?
No, I like that. And I want to just pull you back. You spoke about the inclusive nature of the product, and that's really, really important. And also, I heard you speak a few years ago, and I always remember you talking about the trough of disappointment with AI and potential issues with over reliance on AI. So, what would you say to anyone who questions of our total reliance around AI powered products?
I think the first thing to say is you must never over rely on it. These are codes. This is technology. And we don't always know exactly where everything is going. We might know where it's coming from, but we don't always know where the data is going. So one of the principles that in my work, I have ensured that we prompt engineer the chatbot to adhere to a professional code of ethics, to do no harm. And I'm just involved in a study at the moment looking at how could we make good decisions about which AI tools to use and which not to use. In essence, I'm a bit of a research geek as well as a tech innovator. So the message is, don't ignore it, because in a way the AI train has left the station. But on the other hand, don't over-rely on it. Our government has just published a report, 20,000 civil servants using Microsoft Copilot. And one of the findings is it saves about 26 minutes a day. As part of that study, the findings are, but also that it hallucinates. So never underestimate how it can fib sometimes. And that's why we have to have ethical guidelines and we have to have guardrails around AI tools.
It sounds like you're really thinking about the ethical side of your AI tool, which is really, really good. Have you had any pushback at all from your AI chatbot?
Well, of course, there are, like any new innovation, you will get people who will say, this is going to put me out of a job. Or you will get people saying, oh, it's not giving me the answer that I expected. And I think there's a couple of things I would say on that. I think the first thing is that, we know that AI is now part of the technological revolution. We know that when we look at professions and careers, if you like, that will survive this wave, it will be the humans and the emotional intelligence that comes with using AI, but also supporting individuals on a one-to-one or a group basis. So I think that in terms of, if we ignore it as a career development profession, what will happen is lots of tech players will come in. It's a growing market. There'll be people that know nothing about career coaching or career development or professional career guidance. And they'll come in with some whizzy product that looks great but isn't anchored in best practice and hasn't actually been co-developed with professional advisors, which is what my journey has always been about: co-development, making sure that either the services you design or the tools that you design, that you actually do it with other people. I'm a very, very big fan of teamwork and making sure that tools don't just land in someone's desk and you have to use it, but that we take them on the journey and we educate them.
That's really powerful, that whole co-development and having other people involved in that journey, because you can't really build anything in a silo, really. It must be lots of other ideas and opinions coming in and to come up with the final product. Really, really important. Those are wise words for anyone listening to this who is a founder and developing a product. Yeah, I think really, really good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, the whole developing is really, really, really important, how you do develop. So, Deirdre, as an entrepreneur in the tech industry, and you have owned other companies also, what unique challenges have you faced while developing Cici?
Well, let's identify maybe the highs and the lows first, and then we'll talk a little bit about how I overcame them. I think the first thing is it's always great to win a prize. Who doesn't love winning a prize? So that has been a real sort of high, not just the Nesta Prize, but we won 2 other awards last year. We won a UK Career Development Institute Innovation Award for our work, because of the attention that we gave to inclusivity and making sure that the bot's available 24/7 to the individual, and it never forgets where you've left off if you use the same device. So that was a high. We also this year won a UK AI, we were a finalist in a UK AI competition. So that definitely is one of the highs. I think that the second high, I would say, is that bringing people along with you. While you will have people who'll say, I don't like technology, I don't want to use it, I don't know why you're introducing this, you'll also get other curious people who know that it's important to be on the journey and to co-develop. And I think any entrepreneur would say, you know, you haven't got all the answers. You need to build a big team or a small team. I have a very small team around me, a core team, and then associates who work with me. And we pull on various levers of expertise. And in return, I, again, really value reciprocity. Our associates help us, and we help our associates in terms of their career development and remuneration for the talents and the skills that they bring to the company. So those are the sort of, if you like, the main highs. The lows, I think there are 3 things. One is burnout, in that you work long hours, so you can potentially burn out. And I'm no longer 20, 30, 40 or 50. So I'm kind of an age where I'm very proud, actually, to be a female AI innovator. And I hope that I can be a role model for other younger women and women of my age as well. So burnout, long hours, try and get sleep as much as you can. But again, cash flow crunches. Most successful entrepreneurs have had to take risks. I didn't have to mortgage my house, but I did actually have to put quite a lot of money up front into driving forward the idea and making it a reality alongside the grants that we received, along with my co-founder, Dr. Chris Percy. But I think for any leader and who's running a business, it's those moments of self-doubt, where you wake up at 3 a.m. and you think, why am I doing this? It all feels just, your bandwidth is just stretched, to the limit. So those are the lows. I'd say those three things are really important. I think it's quite normal if you work hard and you're passionate about something, you can burn yourself out. So I go cold water swimming once a week in the North Sea. And that gives me that mental shift where it's so cold I can't think of anything else, but I love it. The cash flow crunch, how I overcame that was just tenacity. Look for opportunities where you can write bids. And we've just 2 weeks ago, we heard that we have secured an Innovate UK grant to take Cici, the chatbot, to the next level over the next 6 months. All the things that we had on our wish list now, we're going to have some funding to be able to further develop that. And I think the moments of self-doubt, the work that you're doing is so important, getting the message out, really, that in the tech industry, we have to sort of find ways of being confident about what we do. One example I'll give you is I often go into meetings where some of my colleagues who are men, who work with me, who are wonderful, but I find that sometimes the conversation is directed at the man, not necessarily at me. And I have found that quite an interesting observation. And I think for women, what we've got to do is not be shy of actually being quite clear about the vision that we have set, the direction of travel that we want to go in, and to have, if you like, mentors, supporters. I was very fortunate to have a mentor at Exeter University, and he just was my critical friend. And, we would have walks where he would talk me through the roller coaster that I've experienced around running your own business.
Yeah, it's so important that we all talk to each other, and there's lots of support for startups and companies growing, and getting out there and actually networking and speaking to and just having honest conversations with people. I feel like you're already turning into one of my role models now. I think you're very inspiring to it. You're just so confident about what you're doing, and it's almost like I'm trying to think, well, what hurdles did you go over? But I feel like you're so confident about what you've done, and just this self-belief. And I think that's obviously kept you going, but also keeping an eye on burnout and having those things to help you is really, really important.
While Deirdre's speaking, I thought that resonates with me.
Yeah.
That resonates. Oh my gosh, that is exactly what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Those moments when you think, why am I even doing this?
Yeah. And I think there is something about what drives you. So very briefly, my story is I grew up as a teenager in the Troubles in Northern Ireland. So, 1968, I was 8 years old then. And, I lived through a war zone, really, where there was conflict. But most importantly, I saw that if you have no line of sight to work or opportunity, and if there's a them and us and inequality, actually, I saw how it destroyed families, how it destroyed communities. So I didn't plan to be a tech innovator. I didn't plan to run my own business. But what I did actually see was something that I've never forgotten. And so when you speak of confidence, I'm like everybody else. I get moments where I lack confidence. The secret, I think, in building your confidence is work hard and preparing in terms of what it is you're doing. Don't just rock up and expect it all to work. But my driver is I've developed a career exploration tool. I also have worked in places like the northeast of England, but internationally as well. And I'm very rooted in how can we improve place-based opportunities for careers and employability support for children, for young people, and for adults. And so I think if you have that kind of sense of, I feel as though I didn't plan it, but I've just refused to forget what it's like if you experience inequality, if you experience conflict, and if also you see what happens to people who are unemployed. It devastates them. So that's really how I've come to be so passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It's really
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. And you touched back on career development there, and we know that AI is really big news now. I mean, 2018 it was less so, but now it is just everywhere. How do you see AI literacy being really important for general career development?
There's a big question about AI literacy. Is it, again, we've just kind of followed the jargon of literacy, or, is it a red herring? Or are there genuinely things that people need to learn to actually become more competent, capable, and confident in using it? So my view on AI literacy is that the only way, if we take AI out of the equation, the only way that you learn to read is you have to try it out and practice. And so, I can't emphasize enough to anyone who's listening here to this podcast, if you haven't really tried AI, maybe you just don't like the sound of it, or though I suspect most people listening to this will have tried it out. Try more than one so that you've got something to compare. And you can begin to actually build up your own little library of the tools that really work well for you. And, my sense is that for the work I've been doing on Cici, the careers chatbot, and here's my little label, but I've got a great little flip book, again, I can share, and it's on our website. What I've really found to be really, really important in this is to make it as easy for the user. So for Cici, you can never get lost in the system. There's a little house on the left-hand side. If you want to download your conversation or give feedback, there's a little couple of bars up at the top. And it's just important to make sure with the technology that we don't overcomplicate it. Where I think I have chosen a line is to make sure that AI is curated. That means we're drawing on large language models, but we also have got the confidence that we've got trustworthy careers information and advice in the chatbot. So we have professionals who quality assure it, and we make sure that the user feedback feeds into that loop for further development.
That's really great. And I think also one of the things is people being able to recognize AI where it shows up. And it isn't just one thing, it appears in many different places. So AI literacy is key for navigating this current age of tech. Deirdre, it's great. And we've introduced a new section to the podcast, and it's called 5 Burning Questions. And so they're rapid fire questions, sort of one-word answers. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so because you are a multiple founder, I want you to think back to the first time when you funded your first product. How did you navigate funding the very first time?
I persuaded my husband to take a risk with me, and we shared our finances.
Fantastic. Okay. What is the best marketing tip that you can share?
Network, get out there and meet people, but also, LinkedIn's a good place to connect with people. So yeah, use social media, but get out there in person and talk to people and tell them your story.
Oh, yes, definitely. Who inspires you and why?
Oh, who inspires me? Oh, there are so many people who inspire me. I've been fortunate to have mentors along the way, some who are still in this world and some sadly who have left. I'm really inspired by many teachers that I work with who are really, really struggling, with the ethics of getting it right. So people who inspire me are the people who they don't just accept, oh right, AI, we're going to use it, but they're curious and they want to use it. I could name a few: David Curran, one, Alex Sarif, Ed. Let me think, Chris Webb,
It's a long list.
Marianne Wilson, lots and lots. And I want more women to step into this space because I don't think we've got enough women in the field.
Okay, so there's a long list there. Okay, what business tool could you not live without?
My mobile phone? Does that sound
Yeah,
terrible?
there's quite a lot on it. And the last one, what motivates you to keep going when things get tough?
Well, when you meet a blind careers advisor who, when you're launching your pilot project and a voice says, "Excuse me, I'm blind and I don't know whether I'll be able to use the chatbot." Now, I haven't got the complete solution yet, but it motivates me to solve that problem for that person because the software will enable us to do that. The other thing that motivates me is when you get a lovely email or a message from somebody that says somebody's got a job as a result of using the chatbot, or somebody's been able to connect with an advisor and they didn't have the confidence to do that. That motivates me. And what also motivates me really is that I know there are a lot of skilled helpers out there, and so I want to empower as many of those skilled helpers to be confident when they think about AI. I'm just currently working with Toronto Metropolitan University, a Magnet Centre, and the Canadian Career Development Foundation. And we're looking at across Canada, we're surveying practitioners, but we're also looking at the AI literature and what does it say. So what motivates me is I am a bit of a geek, so I like the research, I like the sort of design of services and using AI products, particularly chatbots. And I also quite like sending some messages to government every now and then around we need to have a good infrastructure. If the Prime Minister is going to achieve all that the Prime Minister has set out this week, we need AI sandbox for experimentation, but most importantly, we need people to be confident in their use of technology.
Well, we need to hold people, government accountable to the AI action plan and see what's actually happening. Yeah,
Definitely.
Oh,
So where
absolutely.
where can people find Cici if they want to have a go at using it?
It's quite easy. It's just go online and type in cichat.co.uk. So cchat.co.uk. Well, I wondered if you were going to ask me, because I had to think about this around thinking back to when I was younger and what I tell my younger self.
Oh yeah, that was literally what I was about to ask you. But yeah, please go ahead and answer it. I always love to hear this answer.
Well, I suppose really, and I did think about this. This was one thing that you did say to me, or we might want to discuss, is that I suppose I would say the girl growing up in the Troubles, watching families, struggle and maybe fall apart because there was no work and no hope and no way out. Like one day, I would love to be able to say to myself, one day you will build a technology solution that will help not everyone, but it'll help people. And we have Cici in a school in Northern Ireland, and I'm very proud of that. We're hoping to bring on board more schools. But that, maybe I would have said to myself,
don't overthink it around, you have to have a plan. Sometimes people overstate. You must have a plan. You must make a decision and have a career idea. Actually, my career has unfolded over time where actually deep down, I'm passionate about something. So I would say to my younger self, those passions, if they don't come immediately when you leave school and your talents, if you stay focused on the things you love and the things you care about, actually, they will come through in the end.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much for being our guest. I really, really enjoyed that.
It's a great tech journey. It's fantastic.
Brilliant journey.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me, and congratulations on your great work as well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.